Hi guys, I'm Angie. I'm the Soggy Granola mom, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you don't know what Soggy Granola means, go ahead and check out my intro video. I will pop in a little card there so you know where to go. Also, before we get going, I want to remind you to subscribe, smash the like button, do all that garbage. Thank you for coming back, and I'm so excited that you're here. If you haven't already noticed something about my hair, and I'm not talking about the janky excuse for an updo that I've done, I don't know. I guess it's not terrible. It's Technicolor. Just before my birthday, I wanted to do something fun with my hair because my husband's been begging me to. I shouldn't say begging, that's a strong term, but he has been asking me about it because I haven't done anything fun in a while, so I kind of went wild, and I'll actually probably put a little time lapse in here if the footage came out okay, of my friend Anna actually doing my hair. It is March 14th. Obviously, we know I film this stuff in advance just because I have a hectic life and I kind of have to work ahead if I want to stay on top of it and be consistent. That being said, yesterday was like the official announcement when a lot of people were locking down for coronavirus. And if it's a month later and you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then yay, because that means it's not a problem anymore, but that is highly unlikely. Yeah, we're kind of in lockdown mode a little bit, and I'm not super worried about catching it for my sake because I know that it wouldn't be super detrimental to myself or my husband, but we do have a baby who is only 6 months old. They're saying that it's not super intense for children, but she still doesn't have as much of an immune system as you or I do. So we're being cautious, and I figured what better way to spend the first quarantine afternoon than filming some stuff for my YouTube channel. So I am gonna get started. I washed my face with literally just water because apparently, amidst all of this coronavirus madness, I don't know if that's why, but Amazon did not deliver my face soap. And that's actually the subject of today's video, is like my skin issues. And kind of like the overhaul I did for my makeup regimen, I don't really wear makeup that often anymore. I figured that since I got my hair a little crazy, it might actually be fun. And for those of you who might be looking for cleaner makeups to use, this might be a good video for you guys. Essentially, my skincare regimen is literally the most basic of skincare regimens. I don't like a million different products to use on my face. Maybe you can tell. My skin's usually a little red and blotchy. I feel like the more stuff I put on my face, it honestly just makes it worse. And I have like such sensitive skin already. I just don't like a lot of products on my face, and I'm sure like there's toners out there and stuff I could be using to kind of even out my skin a little better, but I just feel like the more stuff I put on my face, the worse things get for me. So that's why I kind of want to talk about my skin issues and just go over the makeups that I use and when I wear them. If you have skin conditions and you're looking for something cleaner, or you're just looking for something cleaner in general, I actually kind of started with this mineral-based makeup. It's called Mineral Fusion. Anything I talk about today, if I can find it on Amazon, I'll link it below. I don't know how to like beat my face up and do contour and do baking and all of this stuff that like beauty bloggers do. I literally am like slightly more sophisticated than my high school regimen. Let's start with like the skin story. 2 years ago, I was getting ready for my trip to the United Kingdom. And of course, I had like all of these skin conditions just crop up out of nowhere, like leading up to my trip. I had this, I'm gonna try and find like an actual photo of it somewhere, but I had this rash kind of crop up, and I feel like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like this permanent spot that's kind of a little bit more red than everything else. And it was where I had perioral dermatitis, which is just like a skin rash that is like terrible, and the dermatological, is that a word, method to getting rid of it is like insanely long course of antibiotics, like 6 months or something. I did do it. I stayed on it for like 3 months and it did go away. But then I started doing research about like what are the things that cause it, because they didn't tell me that at the dermatologist, which is kind of upsetting. It's a really like frustrating skin condition to deal with, and if you've had it, then you know that. And so I started searching for cleaner makeup products, for one. And then I started digging into the internet and like WebMDing it, like going onto forums, anything I could find on Google about women who experience perioral dermatitis. And the only reason it's called perioral is because it's like around your mouth. And it is a battle for some women. Like, there are a lot of women who go through it and don't want to treat with antibiotics because it's not good for you to be on antibiotics for the long term. Like, they just want to be able to put makeup on, but they don't want to make it worse. And so I just like kind of dug in and found different remedies. I found out that some of the causes were like heavy makeup usage, SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, I think it is. It's very common in like hand soaps, shampoos, toothpastes, and it's like a foaming agent, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is because I've tried to find soaps and stuff without SLS in it, and they actually don't tend to foam up as much as other soaps, which also kind of frustrates I don't wanna say the germaphobe in me because I'm not like super intense about it, but like I just don't feel like my dishes are getting clean or my hands are getting clean if the soap doesn't suds up, you know, and kind of wash it all away. So yeah, SLS is a trigger, fluoride's a trigger, and I'm pretty sure when like it came down to it, because I don't wear a lot of makeup, but the spot that I got it was right here, and I tend to like, when I brush my teeth, I'm right-handed, so I brush and I kind of pull down on that lip and it gets foamy, and a lot of times the toothpaste would come down right into this spot. And so I don't know if it was the SLS or if it was the fluoride from the toothpaste, but I kind of did an overhaul on a lot of my products. And then the remedies were just like endless things, like using apple cider vinegar, both like topically and ingesting it. So, you know, taking a shot every morning, or I was like drinking it in a glass of water. I can't even remember honestly off the top of my head all the different remedies. Anyway, I decided I was going to overhaul my beauty products and just find stuff without it. So first of all, like when I wash my face, I use Osmia black clay soap, I think it is. It's like a little bar. It's kind of expensive. It's $24. I am not a person to drop a ton of money on beauty products. This I do because it is a very clean soap and it doesn't have a lot of ingredients. Like, it's not an endless list of stuff that's questionable, and it definitely doesn't have any of the stuff in it that it can be a trigger for dermatitis. The other plus to it is that as long as you use like a soap saver and you keep it out of, like, if it's in your shower, you kind of close that up so that it's not getting hit by water constantly, it will last a long time. Like, I think that on average they last between 4 to 6 months, depending on how good I take care of it and how often I use it, obviously. I use Aveeno, just their plain daily moisturizing lotion. It's the only lotion I like that doesn't feel like lotion on my face. I don't react to it. It's not scented, so it is not a trigger for any of my skin issues. I overhauled my shampoo, my conditioner, everything. I actually use Kroger Simple Truth shampoo and conditioner, which is, I'm sure I'm like any of you hair gurus out there are probably rolling over, but it works for me. It does what I need it to do. I don't wash my hair very often, but I use Shea Moisture Curl Smoothie, which is another product line that I found that is very limited on their ingredients, usually very eco-friendly. I actually use their body bars a lot of time for my body soap. I switched from doing body wash to doing bar soap. One, because a lot of the body washes are just full of crap. I'm sure you can find like natural options out there. But two, I was sick of wasting and having to deal with rinsing and recycling the bottles. So I very much pared down my beauty routine in general. My average day looks like wash, condition my hair, throw some curl smoothie in, I blow dry my bangs and kind of curl them with either a round brush or whatever. And then I kind of just run a straightener through them real quick to smooth everything out and get it to blend into the rest of my hair, and I let my hair air dry. I think we're gonna get started. So I literally use like powder, blush, and some eye makeup and lip balm. My lips are super dry and chapped right now. I have a Hanson pick and a Sum 41 guitar pick in here. So I'm like obsessed with, I already put it on. I'm obsessed with these little EOS things. I don't know why. God, I'm winded. I'm so fat and old and out of shape. I need to walk more. I've been trying to do that, but yeah, so EOS is like one of the only chapstick, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that I like to use because it doesn't feel all like slick. I have like a problem with textures. That's part of why I hate face creams and like hand creams and certain lotions, because I just don't like that lotiony, slippery feel, and it just is gross to me. I'll use Burt's Bees lip balm in a pinch, but EOS for the win. This one's like a coconut milk one. I really like it. Again, I'll link any of these products that I talk about down below to Amazon. You don't have to use them, but it does help me out. I'm a part of the affiliates program. If you're ever like supporting a YouTuber and they do link stuff below, definitely use their links to shop because it helps them out and helps them pay their bills. So the brand of makeup I kind of went with after like, if I can do this right. There it is. I don't have a fancy like vlogging camera that does autofocus and stuff on you, so I have to like line it up with my face because I'm in focus. But Mineral Fusion is the brand. Stupid ring light. Who knew this would be such a freaking hassle? So Mineral Fusion is the brand. They have like powder foundations. They do have liquid foundations. I don't like the way those feel. I have 3 different pots of like eye makeup from them. They're little trios I really like because I usually use like the dark one kind of as an eyeliner. This one is called Rose Gold, Espresso Gold. And then this one I don't use very much because it's like a greenish, but Jaded is the name of this trio. And then I just picked a blush that I really like. This one's called Flashy. What I also need to buy from them, I don't have any right now, is concealer because I do. Like genetically I have, it's just common. Like my grandpa had these crazy dark under eye circles and mine aren't like terrible, but it's apparent that the older I get and now that I have a child, and I wouldn't say I'm sleep deprived, but I just like maximize my day, man. I get the most out of it that I possibly can. So I'm whooped at the end of the day. And then I should go to bed, but I can't, I need to put my cell phone somewhere else. Because I just can't get the frick off my phone. So then I just lay in my bed for like, I don't know, 40 freaking minutes scrolling through social media. Maybe the next time I do this, if there is a next time, I'll get the concealer to go underneath my eye circles because I feel like that would also even out the, I mean it's already starting to cover it up, but like I get redness in my chin, a little bit of redness kind of like in this area sometimes, and then again I have dark under eye circles. I try to find, this is like a good shade for me when it's winter because as you can see I'm a freaking ghost. This is what happens when I just put powder on my face. This is why I always think, oh, I'll just put some powder on my face, even my skin tone out, and then I look like a ghost, so I have to do everything else. Yeah, Mineral Fusion's awesome. So this is neutral 2. It's like their second to lightest powder, I think. Very fair skin. In the summer I get a little tan on my face, but I mostly freckle. No powder can cover up that powerful double chin I have. Maybe someday I'll let one of those beauty blog type people, because I know there's women in my life that are like really amazing at makeup and can do all that contouring and stuff. Maybe it would be a fun video to let them do something for me. I guess the next best thing to do, should we do brows first or should we do eyes? Let's do eyes first. I literally have like all their products except for my mascara is like super old and gross, but we're gonna use it anyways. And I need the liquid concealer still. This is a liquid eyeliner. All right, you're just gonna see like the top of my head if I do that. So how do beauty bloggers do this crap? I like to start with the liquid eyeliner first as like a base because then I can add a little powder to it later to make it a little bit bolder, but it's almost like, oh God, don't look up, you idiot. It gives me like an outline and then I'll go back over it and kind of make it a more matte look because I'll put the powder over the top of it. You know, speaking of coronavirus, since we touched on that earlier, I think this might be a really good method for me to keep me from touching my face, because the first time I touch my face after I do makeup, it's because I've forgotten that I put on makeup because I never do it. And then I'm like, oh, don't touch your face. Like, do you keep your mouth open when you're trying to do your makeup? I just can't close it, especially the eye stuff. Takes a lot of focus. All right, I'm just gonna have to like go off camera to get this done and not screw it all up. One thing that is annoying about this eyeliner is that if it starts to dry and then you try to go and build on it and like actually fill in the line properly, sometimes the wet, like new stuff will wipe off the stuff that's starting to dry. It's really aggravating. If there is anything more anxiety producing than doing eyeliner, it's the freaking wingtip. There's a reason I do like a teeny tiny baby one. Because I just can't deal. And then I have to go back and clean it up anyways because it never fucking looks right. This is why I'm not a beauty blogger, and this will not be a regular segment on this channel. The whole point is to share my skin story with you. So yeah, back to that anyway. I feel like on my monitor it doesn't look bad, but who knows? Who knows what it actually looks like in real life? Ring lights change everything. When I got perioral dermatitis, I went on the antibiotics. I was doing home remedies. I was seeking out products that wouldn't aggravate it in the future. And somehow, luckily, within a few months, it was gone. I also learned that a lot of what you eat affects your skin. So at the time, coincidentally, this is kind of a side story, but somewhat related. I had also found out that gluten can be an issue if you do have a gluten intolerance or sensitivity. I had gone off of that, any type of grains really, for a couple months. I decided I was going to try and balance out my hormones on my own. I went on to like a paleo, it's called Primal. Mark Sisson, the Primal Blueprint, he has a book about it if you're interested in looking it up. It's the paleo diet, but you can have dairy in there, but you're not supposed to have like sugars, which I know you can have like natural sugars on the paleo diet. So it's a little different. And I went on it for like 2 or 3 months to try and lose weight and balance my hormones out again. Obviously, giving up grains will do, like I cut out gluten. So then I was getting ready for my trip to England, and like 2 days before we left, I was like, whatever, it's almost vacation. I got too much to do. I'm gonna eat what I want. So I think I like ate some fast food and had a couple pieces of bread that way. And then on the flight over, I had eaten pasta. Then the first day we were there, I had fish and chips, which are breaded, obviously. The next morning, I kind of had this little bumpy rash, but it wasn't bad. It was just like a small patch on like this portion of my arm. Looked like these little red blisters. They were really itchy. And I was like, whatever, maybe I got in contact with something I've never touched before. I just carried on about my vacation. Day 2, I had like a proper British tea service, which was something I really wanted to do. So it was like cucumber sandwiches and scones and all the works with the tea. And then I was eating baked goods the whole trip, like having toast and full English breakfast literally every morning at the hotels we were at. All that bread destroyed my skin because I hadn't had gluten in so long. And I came home, I went to the dermatologist, she put me on steroids, it went away. And then I was back on my diet anyways because I was like, all right, vacation's over, time to like be good. So then I go on a camping trip for Labor Day weekend. We had like breakfast burritos one day and I think, eggs and toast another day. I ended up getting the rash back, but it was really bizarre because the original rash was here and then the rash showed up like all surrounding the original area. So instead of going back to the dermatologist and telling them, you have a contact allergy, which is what they said the first time, I just went on an elimination diet. Well, first of all, I went on it and in 3 days, the rash was entirely gone with no medical intervention that time. I continued to like work things back in after the 3 weeks off from a lot of stuff and nothing caused that rash. And then of course I rebuilt my tolerance to gluten because I slowly added it back into my diet and I didn't overload my system. So I never got that rash back, but it did tell me like gluten's not good for you. It hurts you internally with inflammation. And clearly when you haven't had it in a while and then you overload your system with it, your skin gets pissed off. So I know that can also be a link to perioral dermatitis. I don't think everybody kind of explores that. Maybe they're looking for topical solutions, but you also have to really look at what you're putting into your body. I really need to get better about eating the things that I should. So like I obviously get under eye circles, but I've always also had like this dark bit of skin over my eyes. And I think it just has to do, I'm sure it's common, and I feel like it just has to do with having thinner skin up there. I really try to get up underneath that brow. You know what? I want to talk about my brows a little bit. I remember when I was a kid, it was like the 90s. So my mom would do her makeup and it was in line with like the trends. She had the big old poofy bangs. She would do the really thin eyebrows, they would tweeze and tweeze and tweeze. And a lot of women, I've never found this because it hasn't worked on my unibrow yet, but a lot of women stopped actually, their eyebrows would stop growing because they tweezed them so much that the hair follicle would basically just close up. But yeah, so my mom would super tweeze and I always thought I had the grossest bushy eyebrows, and I'm also way too lazy to constantly tweeze them. I'm too cheap to go get them waxed all the time. So here I am in 2020 and eyebrows are the thing. Okay, so I'm going with each pot, there's a shimmery color. I'm doing the shimmery white out of the jade one. And I'm gonna do the inner corners of my eye. Also kudos to all you beauty bloggers who not only spend a lot of time on your makeup to make it look baller and amazing, but then you go and edit the videos. I don't got time for that shit. I swear to God, this looks so, and it doesn't even look good, but it looks way better on the camera with the ring light than it does in real life. This is gonna be a video subject someday. This is why YouTube and Instagram are not real. Mommy vloggers are picking the best part of their day when their kid's not screaming. I do it when my kid's taking a nap. I feel like I need a different applicator because this is not doing what I want it to do. I can't find it. You know what? I'm gonna use my pinky. Oh yeah, that's way better coverage. Who needs beauty blenders and applicators? Just use your pinky. I really do like the Mineral Fusion, but my problem is that it doesn't stay on my face all day. So I do have to touch it up a bit if we're going somewhere. And as we've previously mentioned, I'm freaking lazy and I don't want to have to touch up my makeup all day. So if you have like a really good skin-friendly, eco-friendly, especially if you've dealt with perioral dermatitis or any type of like facial skin condition and you have makeup that you swear by, definitely comment down below and let me know. So I have 3 different colors. I've got the white shimmer on the inside of my eyelids, the pink shimmer in the middle, and a little bit of gold on the outside. So back to my skin story. Perioral dermatitis healed and I overhauled all my products and I haven't really looked back since, to be honest. I haven't had a flare up since it all healed. And I think honestly, part of that, I also changed like my toothpaste. So you know how I was saying I like change my shampoo, conditioner, all my makeup products, my face wash, everything. Well, I also stopped using fluoridated toothpaste. I know there's a lot of heated conversations about fluoride in general, and especially amongst like the crunchy granola community. Yeah, people are like really hardcore about not having fluoride in their water supply or in any of the products they use because I guess that there's been health issues linked to fluoride. I don't really know anything about that. Again, Soggy Granola, listen. I just know that personally, I've got some really crappy teeth, like soft teeth that get cavities no matter what. So I knew I couldn't give up like fluoride entirely out of my dental routine, but I did stop using toothpaste with fluoride in it because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that that's what led to it in the first place. If it wasn't the fluoride, it was the SLS. Either way, I found a toothpaste that doesn't have any of it. I use Jason brand toothpaste and I like the Ocean one. I don't know what it's called, but I'll look it up and link it below. But I use that, and then I still use like the purple Listerine that does have fluoride in it. I had to compromise on that because obviously I still want to take care of my teeth, but I also don't want a big old patch of gross skin on my face if that's what caused it. And I can't really say exactly what took care of it. Yeah, perioral dermatitis is a nightmare. And a lot of women lose a lot of confidence because you can't cover it up if you don't want to make it more angry. And you have a hard time getting rid of it because it's the most stubborn skin condition I think I've ever dealt with. And I have like eczema, I had that gluten rash. I get like, I think there's 2 different types of eczema, but I get some that like gets in the webs of my finger, which is really painful. And then I get just overall like dry patches. Perioral dermatitis was the most frustrating and like had the most effect on my confidence level, I think, of any skin condition I've ever dealt with. This mascara is so old. I really need to buy new mascara. I hope you relate to this. I hope that your mascara is too old and you get where I'm coming from. I'm sorry, I just can't be on top of it all. This is also Mineral Fusion. Can't see it because of the ring light, especially on the silver. But the color I got was Jet. It's like a black one. I think it's like their darkest mascara. All right, at some point that stopped recording. I don't even know where I got cut off at, but I do know that I was talking about whether you're supposed to curl your eyelashes before or after you put makeup on them. I don't remember if you're supposed to do it before or after, but I honestly do it both ways now. It's been so long since I've done makeup that I just do it both ways. Then you can't be wrong. Baby's awake. Here they come. Coming in to interrupt me, huh? I really should invest in a new tube of this. Because when it's fresh, it's awesome. I like it. Because it's dry, I can't get my lashes as like lashy as I want them. So we're gonna do brows. Not terrible for the first time I've done this in forever. It's not great either. I'm using the wrong color. Yeah, that's more like it. I don't do a whole lot to my brows just because I do have such thick brows, but I do like to kind of fill it in. Another thing I like to do is just take this brush. Your girl needs to wash her makeup brushes in general. Yeah, if you ever do like too blunt of a line, I just take my eyebrow brush and kind of like wiggle it around to kind of soften it up. Baby down there got her bottle. She's happy. I can hear her yelling. And then I do my blush. Very light blush along the cheekbone. I like to do a teeny bit on my chin. Any spot that would normally be sun-kissed. I really don't have to do this up here because I have bangs now. But when I didn't have bangs, I always put a little bit of blush up there too. I also just watched this video with Doja Cat, and she like does her e-girl look. It was so cool to see her like do freckles. I never loved my freckles when I was a kid. And now it's like this, it's like my brows, my freckles, all these things that I have naturally that I never liked have become this huge trend. I need to embrace these things. They're a trend. They may not always be a trend, but people find them beautiful in this moment, and it's something that people are highlighting, focusing on, or creating for themselves through makeup, which is really amazing. And even when the trend is gone, like, I need to accept that those are cool things that I have that not everybody has. Wow, little self-love moment for you guys. All right, so this is pretty much it. If you ever catch me out in public wearing makeup, guarantee you it's like a 1% chance you would. But if you do, this is probably what I'm gonna look like. Honestly, the main focus of this video is to talk about my skin issues and the products I started using to combat that, be preventative with it, and to feel good in my skin if I was having a flare-up, but also know that it wasn't going to contribute to my skin issues and make it worse. If you deal with perioral dermatitis or any type of skin condition that you're not confident in yourself because you feel like everyone can see that, just know that like there are so many people out there that get it and understand. I've been there. It's frustrating. It can be emotional, but do the research and find out what you need to do to take care of your skin and love your skin. You just got to take good care of your body. And I feel like sometimes taking a break from all that extra stuff is actually better for us than constantly trying to cover it up. And also look at what you're putting into your body. Know that some of those signs that are showing up on your skin might not just be a result of the external environment, but literally what you're putting into yourself. It's advice I have to remind myself of time and again, and so I'm gonna fix my bangs. Okay guys, this is it. This is the final look. I know it's not that exciting. It's very basic, but that's me. Thank you so much for joining me again on my channel. Again, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to find out every time I post a video. I post on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I really hope that you guys will come back, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. I'm gonna get okay, we'll just save this as a blooper reel for the end of the video.